Hi, I'm doing a presentation on direct instruction versus indirect instruction. Basically, it's just whichever way someone prefers, but then again, you have some learners that learn better with one or the other. Direct instruction is more of an active teaching method. It's an instructional approach that are structured, consequenced, and led by the teacher, and the presentation of contents. Direct instruction it's kind of a guided instruction for the students. Example, if you were going to do a lesson on grammar, the lecture or the demonstration, you could use guided student practice. You could do prompting with verbal, gestural, or physical clues. You could do least to most for prompts. You could do a full class instruction. You could do retention, production. You could do a motivation, or you could do modeling. And actually, modeling grammar is something that teachers need to do every day. They need to be modeling proper grammar usage. Indirect instruction, students can observe, investigate, and draw in references to form data. An example with that would be like a reflective discussion, concept formation, problem solving, and guided inquiry. This is more working on their own. Doing some compare and contrast. Let's see. Both approaches I feel are equal. It just depends on what type of learners you have in your class, which way they learn best. So you just kind of have to get familiar with your students to see which approach would work best for you. You might have to change it from year to year or from assignment to assignment. When you're teaching facts and rules and actions and sequences, students could have issues learning without the direct instruction on how to do that. When classifying two approaches, learners need a presentation, something they can look at to learn best by having the visual image. Indirect approach is more complex than the direct approach. More extensive planning is needed for a higher order learning, so it needs to be introduced with a framework or a structure for indirect instruction. Teaching math concepts needs to be a direct instruction because some students need that visual image on how to work certain math problems. They can't just read a book or look at a picture and figure out how to work the problem. So they would need that direct, the teacher teaching it to them. With some more comparing, the direct is teach and reteach, facts and rules and actions. This is something that if there's lots of things that they need to learn, such as the facts, it has to be taught over and over for them to get it. Now on the indirect side, if they could make just a final conclusion or they find a pattern, it can be learned better by just an indirect approach. Remembering things. If it's lots of things that they have to remember, direct learning would probably be better. Direct instruction would probably help the students learn it best. Now, if they were just on the indirect, if it was just they had one answer, they could probably get it with just the indirect approach. The direct approach is more efficient. The indirect is probably more interesting to some of the students. A direct approach can be boring. It all just depends on the student. So, either way, either approach works, but it's just which one do you feel your class benefits from the best? Either the direct instruction or the indirect instruction. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.